Next up, we have a candidate for county commissioner, Sheila Milburn. She is running for county commissioner in District 1, which is the southern part of the county. And we are going to hear from you next, Sheila. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, as Julia said, my name is Sheila Milburn, and I am running for County Commissioner of District 1, which actually covers from Point Lookout up I would say Route 5 up to part of Lake Park Hall, up to the Route 5 corridor and down through St. George's Island. Although we know at this point in time, we are voted for by the entire county. Um, I am interested or want to be your county commissioner. I'm a 35 years experience on the base. I am a true native of St. Mary's County. I can trace my roots back to 1853 on the Milburn side, and I believe even further back on the Mason side. But I'm just have a vested interest in this community, in this county, and I do have a love for the county. I believe in growth, but I believe in managed growth. I believe that I would do well in this position because of my 35 years on that base. I have sat in positions from administrative to contract management, contract administration, to a little test, depending on what I was working on, some logistics, definitely finance, budgeting. All those things I think together would make me a good candidate, a great candidate for the position of county commissioner. I know how to work with teams. I know how to lead teams of the varying business acumens that we would come together and be collaborative in making decisions and looking at what's going on with the county and how to look forward. I understand that there is a comprehensive plan coming, but I also feel that we should be proactive and instead of waiting for that plan to arrive, to look at what's going on in the county now and what the county needs. In 2022, I did run. I did not win, but my tag was from talk to action. So in the last 4 years, I have put myself to action a little bit more. I am now a member of the steering committee for our community garden. I am a 2024 University of Maryland Extension Master Gardener graduate. Last year in 2025, I was nominated as one of the Women of St. Mary's County Women of the Year nominees. So I've been really active. My Eastern Star chapter, we host food drives every year. We host toiletry drives. We support the different shelters with food. We adopt residents at different shelters, at different nursing homes. I've been an elder caregiver, very active in my church. I'm a lay speaker. Actually, I will be speaking on this Sunday at church. So I'm very vested in the community in all aspects. So I think because of that, I get to look at things from different opinions from different stages. I know what the elderly are going through. My mother just turned to be 100. I helped caregive for my uncle who passed away in 2023. So I feel that I bring a lot of things to the table, not just one area that would help in this position. I think that's my three areas. I'm sorry, my three areas would be housing. As a realtor, I am very vested in the housing and the lack of here. My first thing would be to try to change the stigma of the term affordable housing. Because when you hear affordable housing, people automatically think Section 8, supplements. We just need housing at different levels. We have different levels of income here in St. Mary's County. We have people that actually and actively work. And it's to me, it seems unfair that they can't have a house. And every time we talk about housing, we're talking apartments or townhouses. And even when we talk about the townhouses, they're still in the $400,000 and $500,000 range. That's still not allowing someone to have a good start in life. And everybody doesn't want to be cookie cutter into a box or a apartment or a townhouse. No steps. A lot of our veterans can't do steps, but we keep building up and with levels instead of putting them in something that they can manage. My other thing would be mental health. all levels, teachers, students, workers. It's a real thing. And bullying in our classrooms are a real thing. And we seem to keep wanting to skirt around it, but we've got to look at the health, the mental health of our people and infrastructure. We keep building, but I personally don't see the plan. I don't see changes to our zoning where things are happening that the county shows up quite often to say, we don't agree with this at the commission board meetings, but the zoning ordinances aren't changing. So those would be the things that I would be looking at.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Appreciate your time this evening. I'm going to hop over here and see if we have any good questions. Okay, so how do you plan to balance affordability with services in the county? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you can interpret that as you will.
Well, at least I can interpret it my way. Just joking. To balance the affordability with services is affordability with services. If we're talking about services, if we're talking about the health hub, if we're talking about emergency management, if we're talking about the EMS system, our fire department, because it's all pretty much volunteer to a certain degree. I think what we have to do is make sure that there's something in the budget that would supplement and backfill those agencies so that our people are taken care of. When we talk about affordability, here we go again with talking about strategic planning. Look at what could possibly go wrong and make sure there's some management reserve or some money set aside for those things. Because we have a budget does not mean we have to spend everything in the budget. We need to administer it. We can't just approve a budget and walk away. We've got to continue to manage it throughout the life cycle. Are they spending on what they said they were going to spend it on? Have prices gone up? Have prices dropped? There needs to be some reporting back on if we give $1 million to buy 5 school buses, then somewhere in the year I want to see the contract for at least 2 of those school buses. You know, the same thing with fire trucks. If we say we're going to do fire trucks or we say we're going to pave roads and we give that money to those county agencies, where's the feedback to let us know that that's what they're working on?
What is something you would focus on as commissioner that hasn't received enough attention, in your opinion?
Our zoning ordinances is specifically, and this may cut me, but specifically those ordinances that let close some loopholes, I guess I should say. Want to review the ordinances, close some loopholes, and not just do it in a bubble, but invite the community in to make sure that what's being allowed and what's passing through is in the best interest of our county.
All right, thank you. And let's see, how would you engage with the public when elected to make sure the community's voice is heard?
I would, it's funny you asked, that question was asked. When we, and I'll say we because it came up with a lot of the candidates, the Democratic candidates in 2022, we talked about getting out and doing more town halls. And that's exactly what the incumbent Scott Oshgrove is doing now. Definitely would continue to do town halls and maybe increase them and find other ways to maybe some meet and greets instead of a town hall, maybe some forums similar to this where people can come on and talk to us or talk to me about what they see, being out in the community more and giving more avenues of communication, whether it be a newsletter or just an open forum email. Just let me know what you're thinking and we can set something up and talk to those people that are interested.
Thank you so much for your time this evening, Sheila. It was wonderful to hear from you.
Thank
we
you.
look forward to hearing from you again in the future.
Yeah.
We are, I believe your email was put into the chat for everybody. So anyone who has questions, feel free to email Sheila and let her know if you want to help out on her campaign.
Thank you.